Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined yet again by Trevor.
Hola.
No Con today. He's getting tomorrow's video ready for you because we're going on a little trippity trip.
Road trip.
Air trip. Well, road trip, then an air trip because we couldn't fly out of Lynchburg.
It's going to be fun.
Had to fly out of Roanoke.
The boys be traveling.
We be traveling. We got a few different places to go to. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
those videos will be coming out very soon.
Very, very soon. We got bangers coming up in October. October is going to be a good month to be subscribed to the YouTube channel if you're not, because we got some epic collabs, some crazy destination shoots, and Imposter. So just get ready for a wild month of October on the YouTube channel.
That's true. We're going to talk through GMC, the wildness that went down over there. Trevor's back to run Trevors Trivia.
I'm back.
You're welcome.
How'd that go?
Honestly, okay.
Okay. You guys
Connor didn't do great on the game I played, but the game went fine.
Okay, good.
And then a little pick'em update, and then we're going to talk a little Tour Championship qualifying situation. But before we get into that, I want to mention two things from us.
Not one, but two.
Not ad reads, but two things. Well, kind of ad reads. First thing I want to talk about is we, for the first time, I think in Foundation history, are receiving applications for a full-time media position. So we're hiring a digital marketer. Mainly is going to be on social media, but also a little bit of email marketing mixed in there. In office here in Forest, Virginia. So if you're interested in that and you want to
spot for you over there by our couch that never gets used.
No, we're gonna rework the office. We met about it last week, Trev, while you were gone.
Wow, that honestly hurts my feeling more than. Am I losing my spot?
No. Grip Locked is moving.
Oh, but I'm not losing my spot.
No. We're not touching your corner.
Oh, okay.
We might be touching some of these corners, but your corner's staying.
Well, then I'm good.
Grip Lock's moving. We have a bunch of different plans for all of that.
Everything's fine.
But anyways, one of
I'm
you
stressed now.
can come join us here.
Or don't, because I don't like change.
So go to foundationdiscs.com/jobs to learn more about the job and apply. And this could be your work environment.
And you have to know every fact about our entire organization. We're going to quiz you.
Not true. Second thing I want to tell you about, I've told you about this before, but this month is an absolute banger. Next month's a great month, and November is another crazy month. But
dare I say December might be one too.
December probably is, yeah. November's the craziest one. November's the month.
I totally remember what it is.
You will.
Well.
Anyways,
I will eventually, you're right.
We have this month's subscription box is the Groovy box. So why we're calling it that is we have these Groove Top Wizards in here, and typically you get 3 premium discs plus a swag item in the 3-box subscription. Well, since we're going with baseline Wizards, you get 4 discs, all 4 custom stamps. So you get 4 custom stamps of discs for $45 for this month's subscription box. You can join for a month and cancel. So if you just want to get in on this month and then be gone next month, you'll regret it, but you're
allowed to.
You're fully allowed to. But they're Groovy Wizards. So you have the Birdie Blend Robbie C stamp and you have the Connor stamp dancing there. And basically, they're just wizards with this fun groove track top on it. Feels awesome for throwing. It's actually what Connor is putting with nowadays. So you get those 2. Then you also get a custom stamp Discraft disc. It's either a crank or a heat with this Foundation Disc Golf disco ball on there. Really fun time. And then last but certainly not least, you get a Legacy Discs Recluse, which is my favorite utility overstable 5-speed. And this is the best Legacy plastic I've ever felt. Feel that. I don't know if you felt that one.
Very lustery.
Yeah, that's what Connor said on the mailbag. He literally said it feels like luster.
Dude, we are literally one.
Well, it's probably because it feels like luster.
Yeah, it probably does.
It is incredible. So anyways, if you want to get 4 custom stamp discs shipped to your door plus a swag item for $45, pick up the Groovy box this month. You won't regret it. And like I said, next month we have a collab that disc golfers, pretty much every disc golfer has dreamed of doing this collab.
That's a good point.
That's next month. And then November's box, you're gonna want to go ahead and be subscribed early because it's gonna sell out quick, in my opinion. Because it's the first time we've ever done this as a company. It's one of the first times people have done this. Any company's done this.
I don't remember.
It's so funny that Jared doesn't remember.
So stupid. Connor, play charades. What is November's box? They can't see you.
I don't know if he knows what November's box is.
I don't know.
I mean, he does. Everyone knows what it is, but I don't know if everyone knows it's November's box.
All right.
They know this is coming.
Okay.
Which is it's November's box.
I'm on board.
Anyways, monthly subscription box. Go to foundationdisc.com and you can find out all about that. But okay, enough about us. Let's talk a little GMC. So over an FPO electric tournament, it ended in a 3-way playoff, but how we got there was very interesting. First off, on the preview show, I looked at the schedule, and it said round 1 and 3 was going to be Brewster, and round 2 and 4 were going to be Fox Run, which makes the most sense to me.
They prank you?
But 1 and 2 were Brewster, 3 and 4 were Fox Run.
Oh.
And at first I was like, I checked this literally yesterday when I was watching coverage. I was like confused by some of the scores.
Did they not go back and forth with the men?
No, neither did. Because that's where I had this weird moment where I was like, PDGA surely messed up. I was like, no, I think it's right. Like, I think I did watch Brewster back to back, and then I went back because I was questioning everything, and I went back and checked coverage, and it was right. It's Brewster, Fox. So I don't know why they did that.
I mean, I guess I respect that they probably were just committed to being like, we want the final, like the weekend golf to be played at the easier to spectate course, and we want the final round for both divisions to be on what we think is the better final round course. So I guess I respect that, but you typically don't see that. Like, typically they're going to take the opportunity.
Because I think that's why the leaderboard looked the way it did, because you had Missy Gannon come out to where she had a 4-stroke lead after the first 2 rounds. But then she just did not play Fox Run well. So she was 14 under on Brewster, and she ended up being 3 over total on Fox Run. So she was 14 under after 2. She ended the tournament 11 under. Owen Scoggins played a little bit better over at Fox Run, but really her round 3 is what killed her, that 4 over round 3, and then she was able to shoot 5 under round 4. And then Paige Pierce was a little bit of the other story. She struggled more at Brewster with a 1 under opening round. Round 2, she got 3 under, but then round 3, she shot 4 under, and then the final round, she was able to shoot 3 under. But what was interesting about Paige is the final round opens, and obviously you have Missy Gannon with this 6-shot lead over Paige Pierce through 3 rounds, and you have her with a 8-shot lead over Owen Scoggins through 3 rounds. So it felt like, yes, Missy struggled at Fox Run, but if she shoots even par again, she's probably going to win it.
Yeah, you feel like she's gonna hold on to that.
That's what it felt like. It felt like Missy can shoot well out here, and even if she just shoots even, she should win it. But she comes out slow.
Even when it works.
She went 2 over through the first 4. Paige and Owen were both 1 under, but Paige through the first 6 holes, what was really working was her circle 2 putt. She was hitting some big time putts. She had a 67-footer on hole 1, which happened to be a par save, but still. Then a 63-footer for birdie on hole 5, and then so through 6 holes, it seems like, okay, Paige is starting to charge. This is going to be the Paige-Missy battle, and then all of a sudden 7-8. Happen, and she goes back-to-back double bogeys. Double, which, speaking of circle 2 putts, she hit a 37-footer on hole 7 to save the double bogey.
Never want to be there.
So you never want to be doing that, but she saves the double bogey. So then that's when everything kind of shifts, and through 10 holes, because then Paige all of a sudden goes 5 over through a 4-hole stretch. Through 10 holes, now Owen Scoggins, I believe, had cut it to 1 with Missy at that point, if I'm not mistaken. This is when Owen really gets in the mix. It might have been through 12 she cut it to 1, but it's through this, she gets in the mix with Missy Gannon, right? And all of a sudden, Paige Pierce is on the outside looking in. And it seems as though, okay, this is now going to be the Owen-Missy battle, because important to note, they were all so far clear of the field that there wasn't a sneaky person coming in, which we'll talk about some of the disappointing performances later.
All the rest of them.
But then you have, so it's Owen, Missy, and what was really interesting about this is they were covering this well on coverage, and I also had talked about it in the preview show, where you have Owen, Missy, Holland, Silva in this super tight race for Player of the Year. And it's really going to come down to what I said on the preview show was who wins here, who wins MVP, was pretty much like that's what was going to be the fight here. So you have Owen and Missy, and what they brought up, I actually didn't even realize, but because of how bad Holland Hanley was playing this weekend, this was also making it where Holland could lose her Pro Tour points, that's the lead she had. Now, because neither of them ended up winning, obviously I just said Paige Pierce won. It's going to be a lot harder for them to, because they lost 50 points not winning. But had one of them had that 50 points, all of a sudden Holland would be sweating a little bit going into MVP. So that's what it started to seem like. Like that was kind of the storyline in my head, is I was like, wow, this is a really big moment. Yes, for the season for Missy and or Owen, but also this could be crucial in the Player of the Year race, and this is all really bad for Holland. Yeah. And then out of nowhere from 12, 13, 14, Paige birdie. Missy is just struggling the whole time. She just is finishing on this stretch of pars. Owen Scoggins goes off a few birdies, pulls back with a bogey, gets another birdie, and then is starting to go out pars. And it comes down to going into 17 and 18. Owen and Missy are both tied at 11. Paige Pierce is at 9. She's going to have to push a little bit on 17 and 18. 17, she's able to get the birdie with a 20-footer. Basically had a tap-in birdie on that par 3. Missy and Owen not able to get the birdie. Missy had a putt that she missed, and it ended up being fine, and she tapped it out. And I believe Owen didn't have a putt for birdie. She just had her tap in for par. So now we're going into 18. Paige Pierce has the tee. She steps up, throws it wide. It's too wide. It's like, okay, this is kind of over. You're in air. You're thinking that's probably doesn't have a chance to get back. So you're starting to think, okay, Owen versus Missy here. And out of nowhere, it finds the wooden walking path out of OB.
Which is like 3 feet wide,
if even.
Yeah.
And just gets this massive flare skip back in bounds.
It's pretty legendary.
And I think it's pretty safe to say there was no way that was getting back in bounds.
It seemed like it was going to dig, and stuff wasn't skipping out of there, especially on that angle.
It wouldn't have had to move that far to get in bounds. Like, it's not like it was horrendous.
It went
like 50
to the middle.
feet.
Well, that's just another thing to think about too. Is like, I mean, it skipped her to the middle of the fairway.
It skipped her to the left side of the tree where she could have the turnover back.
Right.
But like, if it had hit 4 feet farther forward or 2 feet farther back, where like it was in that thick grass, it probably wasn't going to get any type of movement.
Yeah.
So the bridge saves her, skips her way inbounds, and she's pretty far up there. So then you have Missy, Owen, tee off. They're farther back. They kind of debate back and forth. Missy goes backhand turnover, leaves it short, doesn't give herself a putt. Owen is debating, do I go aggressive for the win through this right gap with the forehand flex shot, and then I might be able to get the win, or do I just lay up because worst case scenario, I'm going to a playoff basically. So she throws the forehand around because the forehand around, you just can't get there. Yeah. It's too pinched. And so she throws that.
And that's fine, though, because, like, even where Paige is at, like, it's not the easiest up and down because the basket's a little bit pushed up. Like, you've got, like, a kind of a hillside. There's OB and, like, a drop-off.
She was betting that Missy Gannon wasn't going to make her putt because Missy did have a putt.
Right.
But Paige steps up and throws a turnover putter.
A little bit of wind, too.
And leaves it probably 20-ish short, but it gives herself a good look. Right, where she's going to have that putt. So now the big storyline shifts back to Missy Gannon putt for the win. Owen Scoggins lays up, and Missy gives it a heck of a bid. Just misses a little high, hits band. Luckily it stays, because if that thing would have rolled, it would have knocked her out of the playoff. And then all eyes are back on Paige. Can she get into the playoff? Because now we know we're having one. And they give her 25 feet for the made putt. Very clutch putt. It wasn't a dead center. It wasn't like a putt you knew was in the whole time. I think it hit a little low left.
Low left works.
Ring around the rosy.
The other winner had made a nice low left putt as well.
So boom, Paige is now in the playoff, and then in the playoff first off, Missy, I don't know if it was a bad wind read or if it was just a sudden wind gust.
It was a gust.
Because it was a very good-looking shot until it wasn't.
You can play it, and you can play it safer on that shot. Like, people were very, very much shying away from missing left because a lot of people miss left there. And also, like, yeah, she could have maybe gone up a tick in stability, but that disc was on its way back, and then it got flattened a second time in its flight.
Yeah.
If you ever see a disc that pops up, starts to fade a little, and then pops up a second time, that means a gust came in. And like you said, you could play it safer. There were ways to correct that.
But she also knew she had to go for birdie.
Yeah, you can't read a wind gust. So, like, yeah, I think that was a brutal break. That's one that I would be like back at the van, like, talking about for the rest of the weekend. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, are you serious? Like, well, how was I supposed to know?
Yeah. So Missy's immediately out of it because Owen puts it in bounds and is a little bit farther right, funny enough, than her original drive. And then Paige throws another great one. And so Owen makes a decision to go through the right gap this time. She throws that flex forehand through the right gap. The whole time she's yelling at it, go, go, go. And it gets there. It hit actually like right by the basket and almost skips OB, but gives her a putt. Paige Pierce pins it. So now Owen knows I have to make this. She doesn't give it quite enough, misses it, and Paige Pierce taps out. And she now is able to continue her win year streak from 2011 through 2025. So she's done it.
And how long is the Rick one and was the Paul one? I think it's the same. Is it the exact same
Paul's 1 year back. Because I think they all started in 2011 and Paul lost it last year.
That's really funny. Like, if you had to, like, you go back a couple years even and you had to say pick which one of these two like only one of these 3 players is keeping their streak. Who
we
is
don't
it
know about
be?
Ricky yet.
We don't, but in the case that he doesn't get a win, like, would you have picked Paige Pierce? Like, you would pick Rick. Rick would have been like the guy.
I don't know, because if you go back, if we're taking
I'm saying if we go back to when Paul lost, or right before the season that Paul.
Okay,
loses
you're saying
his.
modern day.
So yeah, from the beginning of the season, the beginning of the 2023 season. If you say, okay, in the next 2 years, only one player is going to have
you would
their
have said
streak.
Rick.
You said it'd be Rick. It's crazy. It's crazy that. That Paige
I thought you were saying back to 2011.
No,
I think I would have picked Paige just because looking at FPO back then, it was like her and Katrina Allen. One of them was going to win.
Yeah. It turns out when you don't just shank the disc out to the left a bunch of times, you can make things happen.
On that 7 through 10 streak in the final round, like her drive was looking pretty rough. I think it was hole.
Got a case of the sprays.
Was it hole 10? One of the holes she just yanked right.
Yeah.
Like right off the tee.
Now her left,
and
her
I was
left, right
thinking
is what gets her.
I was just thinking, there it is. Like Paige's collapsed, she's out of it. But she rallied back together and birdied 5 of the last 7 holes.
It's very impressive
to get into the playoff and then won the playoff.
She's hung around this
year. And also,
year.
you could tell like she got amped up in the playoff. She refused the golf cart ride. I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't.
Yeah, so everyone else, they offered a golf cart
back
for everyone
up to
to ride.
the tee, and she just walked back.
No, she didn't walk. She ran.
Ran?
She ran up that hill. Her poor caddy was pushing the Zuka cart behind her and just couldn't keep up. It was a very funny shot.
Sometimes you have to win playoffs like that, so we can't come on this podcast and deliver crazy takes the next morning. Like, would have won if you weren't so amped up from that. Like, if you hadn't got your heart rate up. What are you doing? What are you thinking?
Well, yeah. I mean, she had plenty of time when she got up there to get her heart rate back down. But I think, like, because they were talking about it in regulation of, like, she's so amped up on adrenaline that this upshot, she has to be very careful, a touchy upshot like this, that she doesn't juice it past. Because you just don't realize, like, when you're... Because, like, before she threw the upshot, like, she was just pacing in the fairway while she was watching other people throw their shots. And, like it was hard for her to calm herself down because she was realizing, like, this is my moment. This is it. Here we go.
We unfortunately, like, it's really hard for us to simulate something like that. I mean, we don't play for nearly enough. Maybe we need to get injections of adrenaline.
Epinephrine. Use an EpiPen.
Right. And
EpiPen disc golf.
EpiPen disc golf. And just be like, oh, it's like you have a 25-footer for the win. It's just a casual video, but let's amp it up. Just jab it right into your leg, and then
we'll have to go to the hospital after. But
yeah, we need somebody to be on site to settle us down afterwards.
Yeah.
How do they bring you down from that?
I don't know. I just know your heart can explode.
Yeah.
When you take an EpiPen. So I'm not fully sure how they settle you down, but
they got to bring you down somehow.
What's the anti-epinephrine?
Melatonin.
Maybe. It might be. Who knows? Something out there is the anti-epinephrine. The other thing in FPO we have to talk about, though, is because, like, coming into this event, Silva Saarinen, I think, was a lot of players picked to win this. She lost in a playoff last year against Kristen. Obviously, Kristen gone from the field, which, side note, Trevor, do you have any thoughts or statements on the Kristen possibly retirement?
Yeah, I mean, I know I wasn't here for that. This, like, probably some of the more jarring disc golf news we've had in a while. Crazy stuff. I obviously was not shocked at all to see her discontinue her season this year, but to just walk away from the sport, like, we are talking about somebody, and, like, this is her personal life. I have absolutely no problem. I'm not, like, coming after her, but it's, like, insane to think we're talking about somebody who, as of this year even, was still at the top, like, could walk into any tournament, even when she's playing like dog, and make a few grand. Like, it's like...
Well, even at the peak of her putting problem, she came in second at the European Disc Golf Festival.
Exactly. And, like, last season and the seasons before, like, so dominant, and all of a sudden, you're gone. And that says to me...
Did you realize... So we realized this last week. We did the math. We got 2.5 touring seasons from Kristen. That's it. And she was in the GOAT conversation.
I know, and it's so great because it makes this whole GOAT argument thing, like, epic. Because, I mean, now it's like this flash. I mean, what kind of precedent do we have for this in sports? We have certain people who had careers cut short by injury that you could say, like, what if? But with Kristen now, it's so bizarre. I'd like to think that she's probably not done.
My take on it was she's not going to tour next year, but I expect to see her at the majors.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm expecting, especially
like there's obviously quite a reason to be walking away from disc golf, or to be like to throw that out there. Because if she was still,
she no touring plans for 2026.
Yeah.
But like to me, if the main thing is family or what, we don't know what the main thing is, but that's what a lot of speculation is online.
She has a kid.
Then like, who's to say she doesn't just a week here and there?
No,
and if she pops in and keeps winning majors, like now the GOAT argument gets very interesting. She just pops in, wins a major, and she's gone again.
Dude, maybe she just
imagine
pioneers
last year,
FPO tour in Europe and just
like imagine next year.
Up.
Just imagine this scenario. Next year we have like this epic battle going on between Holland Hanley, Silva, and Missy, right? And like one of them is winning everything. And then the first major rolls around. It's like Champions Cup or whatever it's going to be. And Kristen shows up and wins by 15. And it's just like, oh. And then she's gone.
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
And then nowhere it's back to this battle. And then Worlds comes and Kristen shows up and wins by 12. And it's like, well, what are we watching here?
I do think it is really ironic that as soon as she announces like her potential retirement, Paige Pierce comes out and wait. Like Paige Pierce is like,
is Kristen her kryptonite?
She's like, wait a second, like this whole GOAT thing isn't over yet, baby. Like I might be able to just, because now, like, it just changes everything. It's bizarre. I don't know. I'm still processing, I guess.
That's fair.
Just let a guy process.
So Holland Hanley, we had talked about like the key to her victory, in my opinion, for this tournament was she had to play Brewster well, but realistically, she didn't even play.
She had to play disc golf well, is what it turned out.
I thought Fox Run she was going to do very good at, and she shot a 4 under and moved up to 7th, but she was 14 strokes back after round 3.
You gotta, yeah. It was
so she was 4 over at she shot 4 over total at Brewster, which was she couldn't do that.
Nope.
Then she shot 4 under, and it was like, okay, well at least she's only 6 shots back.
I think that was like the hot round, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, her and Paige both shot 4 under. It was like, though, okay, she is only 6 shots back from Owen Scoggins in 3rd place, and she just beat her by 8 this round. So in my mind, I was like, she can make a run at podium.
Sure.
And it's like, that'll be good. And then she lays an egg and shoots 3 over final round, which I know is a little windier and stuff, whatever. But like
breezy.
She ended up losing by 14.
If anybody's played in the wind out there, it was us. We played in like 40-mile-an-hour winds. We know what it's like. I was watching them throw some of these shots, which, first of all, I don't know. Like, you guys, I'm sure a lot of our listeners can relate because, you guys may live near different Pro Tour courses, so you understand this. But there is nothing more demoralizing than watching some of these pros throw shots that you've thrown. A great example of this is
that forehand that Paul almost aced.
That one, like the chippiest little forehand.
I was watching.
There might have been 100 shots like this during the day.
I was watching him hit Cage, and I was like, "Oh, there's the spot I want to be 150 feet farther back there."
Yeah. My
Spikeiser Destroyer.
I don't know if you remember, but
down that cliff.
The earlier one, the uphill guy that like all of them pin with little chip forehands.
Yeah.
I think I tried to throw it so hard, and I think I wrist rolled it OB left. And no, it was the one with the downhill, like far par 3, the rock right next to the basket.
Yeah.
And like they're just stepping up and just smoothing it. And like I threw one of the greatest shots of my life on that hole with a 13 speed. So in a tailwind. And I had like a 30-footer, and the guys were like that were with us were like, that was insane. And like these guys are just smoothing it under the basket.
I think Isaac was throwing a mid.
And the one where they have to sneak the hyzer right around the trees downhill. Another one that we were pumping, and Gannon looked like he put 50% effort into it. Like, oh, it was tough to watch. There's a lot of shots at Fox Run that look they make it look like a mini golf course.
Yeah.
And it is not like that at all. Oh my gosh, it was brutal.
So Holland was a big disappointment, but I think Silva was the biggest disappointment because I thought she was going to be able to piece together a very solid tournament out here. And really, she just never got anything going. I mean, she was 3 under round 1, but she was already 5 strokes back. Then she shot even round 2. Then she shot 3 over round 3. And then she shot 3 over round 4. Like, she just never had, like, at least Holland, like, had, okay, that was the hot round for one of the rounds. Silva just was consistently meh. And what's tough, too, is, like, Holland and Silva both finished top 10. They lost by 14. Yeah. That's what frustrates me in FPO sometimes is the finishing place doesn't tell the full story. Like, you losing by 14, like, you almost shouldn't cash. Like, what is losing by 14 in MPO?
You got to be a ways back.
17th. So I guess you know what? Maybe not. Never mind. I guess it's just more people fill the gap because you can lose. I guess FPO you can lose by 11. Jessica Weiss lost by 11 and came in 4th. And like to get to 11 in MPO, you have to be in 12th. So it's just there's more people that fill the gap, I guess. I don't know.
That's where the gap is.
But it's just like, because you look at it at the end of the year, and people will probably use the argument of like, oh, Silva still came top 10. It's like she lost by 14, though.
She did.
Same thing for Holland. Like, yeah, she came top 10. She lost by 14. Evelina came almost top 5, lost by 13. Like, that's not, like,
you don't even,
that doesn't tell the story.
Yeah, you don't ever feel like you were in the tournament.
No, they weren't. They weren't ever in this thing. That's the hard part there. So very disappointing from Holland and Silva. I think that as the season goes on, I'm really starting to think Missy Gannon and her own Scoggins is player of the year. Silva Saarinen right now leads.
You're falling into the trap.
Well, no, Silva Saarinen leads the category across the board, but Missy Gannon's one win behind her. So all Missy needs is MVP. And now she ties her and has a better recency bias. And Owen Scoggins, again, I don't really see Owen, if Owen wins, Owen could be like, oh, I'll agree she's player of the year. But if Owen finishes out and doesn't win, if she doesn't win MVP and doesn't win Throw Pink, then I don't think Owen should be player of the year because that she has basically 2 wins with one of them being a major. Yeah. If she wins one more, I could see it. But I think Owen could win the Pro Tour player of the year simply because she also won the Masters Worlds. I think that could be a thing.
I think if Owen or Missy wins this next one, it gets very interesting.
Because Missy right now has the D-Glow win. She has the Cascade Challenge win and the Champions Cup win. So she has 3 wins with one of them being a major. Whereas Silva has the Ale Open, the Preserve, the European Disc Golf Festival, and the Turku Open. Now, important thing to note, the Turku Open, no one was there. So she has 1 semi-fraudulent win. But she has 4 wins with 1 major.
Semi-fraudulent.
So if Missy wins MVP, I think we hand it to Missy Gannon. I think she's the player of the year.
Doesn't Missy also have a semi-fraudulent win at Cascade?
Cascade was not as much because Holland Hanley was there, Owen Scoggins was
just
there,
wasn't the
Ella was there. It's just Kristen Silva. So it felt more fraudulent
at the time. It felt fraudulent
because Owen Scoggins was in second, but Owen had been having a rougher start to the year. But if you look at the players in contention now, 2 of them were there, and she beat them. Whereas the Turku Open, literally the next best player other than Silva that was there was Henna Blomroos and then Ali Smith. You're missing... Holland wasn't there. Owen wasn't there. Missy, Ella, Paige, Kristen, Kat Mersch, Kate, none of them were there.
We got to consider all the facts.
So when you consider that, it's like Silva has 3.5 wins with one of them being a major. Missy has 3 wins with one of them being a major. So it's a really tight race. I think for Missy Gannon, I think if she wins MVP Open, hand it to her.
Player of the year.
I think hand it to her.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to come down the stretch there. We'll talk about the Tour Championship later as far as like, okay, what is the qualifications looking like, where are players that are in for sure, because the other thing too is there's a lot of jockeying for position even in MPO, and there's strokes that matter. So even though like Gannon Buhr's got it locked up right now by what is that, like 600 points
enough,
but Paul only has a 6-point lead over Calvin, and that's a stroke.
Right.
So it's like those little positions are really going to be interesting. So let's actually go ahead and jump over to MPO. This, for the 22nd time I saw in disc golf history, Paul McBeth and Paige Pierce have won the same event.
22nd time.
This feels the same Elite Series or Major.
Surprised not more.
It feels like we just got transported back to 2019. Like this was hilarious.
I think they did like 3 or 4 world titles at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, they were on. She was on.
Paige was on the every other year streak.
She went
12, 14, 16. I think.
I think it was 11, 13, 15, 17, 19.
Was she the odd and Katrina was the even?
I think so. I might be wrong. I don't. Wouldn't pretend to know.
They had several that were lined up, but yeah, Paul McBeth took this one down. So again, opening over at Brewster, we had Ezra Robinson. Shout out, Mr. Milkman, FoundationDisc.com. Pick up a vulture. 13 under. Yeah, absolute scorcher.
This was a all-time day one fraud leaderboard. All time.
Yeah.
Because
Paul was sneaking back there.
There were players that were in, but like you look at that entire lead card and it was like, where'd those guys go?
I did when I looked at day one. When I looked at day one, I did think like, okay, Ezra could win this because I like the placement style golf out here. I did think Aaron Gossage, Matt Bell, I didn't really expect them to hang around. Ben Callaway, I never really know what to think about Ben Callaway because it seems when the guy's on, he has plenty of distance he can be on, but he's very streaky. So round 2, we get Cole Redallen jumps into first. Paul McBeth shoots a hot 10 under. and Paul Kranz. So they go second, third there, 2019-18, going over to Fox Run. As we're heading to Fox Run, I really liked Cole Redalin, but I was starting to think, okay, with how far back Gannon Buhr was, because at this point Gannon was 6 strokes back of Cole, I really liked Paul's chances.
Oh, yeah.
Then after round 3, you see Gannon tries to make a lead or tries to make a push, but Paul McBeth caught fire, 12 under. So he ends up taking the lead. So it's Paul at 31, Cole Redalin at 29, Paul Kranz at 26, Gannon Buhr at 24. Those are really the only players in contention because once you get to the chase card, they're 8 strokes back of Paul.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough to do that.
People were flaming Gannon because he was like, I think they were interviewing him and he was watching coverage and he saw Calvin miss his putt on 18, which pushed Gannon the lead card and like kind of like laughed about it or was like celebrating it.
I didn't see that.
People did not like it at all, which is like, I mean, first of all,
that wouldn't have changed. Was it round 2 or 3?
3, I think.
No, his putt on 18 was inconsequential.
Somebody tagged me in this. This is a thing.
Because Gannon was at 24 at 10 under. If Calvin makes that, he gets to 24 at 6 under. He's still on lead card.
I don't know what to tell you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Maybe he didn't know that it was inconsequential, but that putt didn't mean anything.
Maybe not. Gannon watching live coverage is getting interviewed by a disc golfer. Starts celebrating when Brian asks questions because he sees Calvin miss a putt, which puts him on lead card.
Yeah, that putt didn't mean anything.
Okay, so false take then. False take alert.
Because if Calvin makes that putt,
but then why? Wait, but Gannon clearly reacted.
Gannon must not have known that it was inconsequential.
So yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, he clearly celebrated, so he thought. So I guess doesn't change this person's take on Gannon. They didn't like it.
Yeah, because Calvin
in
makes
this
that
fake
putt,
situation. Because yeah, you're right.
It would have been a 7 under for 24. Gannon was at 10 under to get a 24. He's still on lead card. It would have had to get to 25. And I don't think Calvin had an eagle putt on 18.
Maybe he missed a putt on 17.
Maybe it was 17. It could have been 17.
That must have been what it was.
Because he had to go birdie. Yeah, he two putted 17. Maybe it was a putt on 17.
That was really good journalism.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Okay. So Gannon Buhr scumbag?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree.
No. Yeah. Because Gannon knew he needed to be on lead card to have a chance at winning, in my opinion. Because like it
takes a special kind of human too to be back 7 and like think that you have a chance at winning as well.
Yeah. But it's more intimidating to be on lead card trying to chase him down.
Absolutely.
And Gannon Buhr did all he really could.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be punching himself for this bogey on hole 7. But you know, it is what it is. The OB on
he
7.
Slipped.
It still didn't. It did. Yeah, he fell. But I'm saying that's his only. Which I was a little scared for his knee.
The way he quickly caught himself
and
which
rolled to his back.
in replay I could see that like there was a little bit of a slope, so I think he was just making sure he didn't fall. But like the way he did it, when the camera cut away, I was like, they need to cut back. Like, is he okay?
Well,
I thought he just.
I was worried his knee
because
like I think he had ACL surgery at some point.
He did, and this was like I think this was like right. No, this is before, but I'm watching I got like the NFL on one TV and disc golf on another, and I'm like, you watch these guys like tearing their Achilles. The Chargers running back yesterday exploded his leg, and you see Gannon like quickly grab at his leg or something. I was like, oh my gosh, please don't be hurt. Like that would suck. Like that would be terrible.
He seemed to be fine because then he birdied 8 through 15.
He was
after
good.
that.
He was good.
Missed 16, got 17, 18.
He's fired up too because like he knew he had to birdie out, and so
yeah. He tried his hardest.
I think it was 14 or 15.
Paul McBeth was having a great weekend. I mean, really, Cole Redalin and Paul Kranz came out the gates hot. They both were 5 under through 6.
Kranz was looking great.
Kranz always looks great.
Yeah, he does.
Unrelated. But he was looking great on the course, and so was Cole Redalin. I mean, Cole was making some big-time putts. Even later in the round, he had a 56-footer on 11 that really,
his
like,
putter was hot.
He was still right in this thing.
Yeah, I say really, Cole's big mistakes were just a couple errant flipped-over shots. Like, those were the ones that got him in trouble. Missed a par 3 that Paul got. Like, but it was very much like neither one of them, Paul or Cole, were playing, like they were both playing good, solid golf. Good enough for the leads they had built to where, yes, like it looks close because Gannon charged, but like Gannon needed a lot of cards to fall his way down the stretch. And he had a chance, but like it just didn't happen. So Paul, and for a while there, at the beginning especially, it was like maybe Paul and Cole are playing a little too slow to where these people are going to catch up, but they never made that huge mistake.
Correct.
It was little bits of jockeying, and unfortunately for Cole, he got cold at the wrong time, and Paul was able to play some clutch holes down the stretch. Like that was the difference. Is
getting
Paul,
that because Gannon put his, I believe it was on the tunnel shot. I forget what hole that is, that par
That's
4.
16.
That was a big drive for Paul.
That was a sick drive.
That was one of those where, like, if it's so easy to mess that up, and if you mess it up, a 5 comes into play real quick.
He piped it, too.
He piped it, and then Gannon played it well, but missed his putt.
Right, and Gannon...
at that point, I think Gannon knew this is kind of, I'm doing too little too late here, because once Paul threw a great drive, great second shot.
That tee shot is like a ground play lottery, and like Gannon got it where he faded a little bit out but kicked back to the middle. Paul basically just landed it in the middle, which is so hard to do. Cole obviously got tucked into the woods, and like that's where you can argue like Paul kind of takes control of the tournament, but then follows it up with that putt on 17.
I was a little surprised. Like, I wasn't fully surprised he ran it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But I didn't think he had to run it. Like, he wouldn't have surprised because it was a risky putt.
It was more...
Chris. This is the Chris Dickerson situation where, remember, years ago, Chris Dickerson laid it up and we came after him. Because I think he ended up losing the tournament.
He did. We're on the right side of history.
And we came after
Paul
him like,
runs
you can't
and he wins.
But Paul there, it was one of those, like, if I make this, I win.
It was less about Cole, but more about maybe letting Gannon back in. That you're just like, I don't want to have to birdie 18. Like,
but he wouldn't have had to.
Huh?
If he parred that, he could have went par.
I guess to Cole,
it was Cole.
Birdie 18. But like I think the mindset, and this is what I believe Brian said or somebody said, was he knows he's got a birdie 17 or 18. Do you chance this 30-footer? And the putts looked fine, like good enough, or do you have to try to birdie 18? Because birdieing 18 is tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
So
no, but I wouldn't have been surprised if he laid it up, but he ran it dead center.
He was
very
confident. So
he birdied 17, and then 18. You know, when you have to play for par on 18,
not that hard.
It becomes a lot harder, or a lot easier.
Yeah,
because he threw a Spikeiser backhand off the tee, and then at that point you just have a chip forehand, putter up shot.
Also, Paul might be the best in the world at like layup jump putts. That guy can throw them so far and so well. Like he had a couple different ones throughout the round, but man, that is such an underrated skill. Yeah, all those guys that just, I mean, it's really like a pro disc golfer thing.
He just jump putts so far.
Their wrists are insane. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild stuff. So Paul McBeth now has 2 wins on the season.
This is very like I feel like 4 or 5 years ago, Paul, where like he had started to dial down. I mean, this was Paul for a little bit there, where he had dialed down his season-long dominance, but we knew when the East Coast swing came around, he was going to start picking them up, and this is totally that.
I mean, he's had a great stretch.
He's had a great season.
He's went 4th. This is the European Disc Golf Festival on, so that takes us back to like June. 4th, 8th, 7th, 1st, 6th, 1st.
He's been as good as anybody.
Really, Gannon Buhr's the only one's better.
Yeah.
Because Gannon's went 2nd, 1st, 1st, 2nd, 1st, 2nd. I mean, the guy's
Cannon's an animal, dude.
Cannon's ridiculous. Going into this event, last year he had won 6 times.
Yeah.
This year he had won 6 times. So going into this event, he was on the exact same pace.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll quite get 9 this year, but the guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's insane.
Because now he's still 6 times. And he hasn't finished outside the top 2 since European Disc Golf Festival.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
2nd, 1st, 1st, 2nd, 1st, 2nd. Like, how do you do that?
It's a wild way to be living life.
That is just crazy. So if you remove Gannon Buhr, though, I don't think anyone's had a better stretch than Paul. No, not even close.
He's been awesome, and he looks like his game just looks good. I think that like even if you look at this final round, the putting, especially from circle 2, could be more dangerous. Like I think right now
he was 50% final round, but he only had 4
his
options.
His forehand has been really good, and I think that's kind of been what has made him, that's taken him up a notch lately, is he's no longer making those really dumb forehand mistakes. He had a little bit of an errant drive on, I believe it was 15, still made par, but his forehand has been good. His backhand's been phenomenal. I think if he were a little, I mean, his putting has been so much better.
I think his putting won him this tournament.
No, his putting has been so much better, but even in the final round, like he still missed some putts, and it's not the putts that he's supposed to make. Like he's still making all of those ones. There's just a couple times where I think to myself, maybe vintage Paul sinks that, but 17 ultimately.
I mean, the guy went 92% C1X and 63% C2 on the weekend.
Yeah, no, like I'm saying, I'm only talking about the final round. I thought he missed a couple putts he could have made.
He was 12 for 19 C2 on the weekend. That's crazy.
That is a very high percentage. Yeah, no,
63% when you threw almost 20 putts from circle 2. Because like I've seen some high percentage where it's like, okay, well they had 5 putts and they made.
Well, here's the other problem with that stat is, where were they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like, what was his average circle 2 putt distance? 35 feet.
Is it possible to tell that?
No. I don't think is there? Well, there's average putt.
There's the long each round. So the long in round 4 was 39. Round 3 was 63. 47 round 2. 73 round 1.
Yeah.
Round 1, though, he had a 73-footer, a 39-footer, a 35-footer, a 44-footer that he made. Round 2, he had a 40-footer, a 37-footer. 47, 33, 40, 37 were round 2. He was 80% round 2. That's wild. Round 3, 35, 63, 33. So he had a few of those 33-footers that are a little cheating.
Well,
and then 39, 34.
I mean, that's what Gannon Buhr does. Like, that's what you have to do.
Well, Gannon Buhr was the next best thing because he was 91% C1X, 57% C2.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is, like, I think Paul right now is throwing the disc again as good as he ever has. And so when he is putting well, because the big difference is, whether they all go in or not, and a lot of them did go in this week, they just, like, you go back to last season, there wasn't confidence.
Yeah.
When he's throwing his putts now, all of them look like they have a chance to go in, and they're not wobbly, and he's starting them on good lines.
They scare the basket a lot.
He's not missing comeback putts either. So, like, that's the big difference I see is, like, once again, when he steps up to those putts, think to myself, ooh, he's going to make this. Whereas, like, it's been a little bit since I thought that.
Very impressive weekend for Paul, though, and we're going into.
He's fully back.
We were actually texting about this yesterday after he won, and now you have to love him at MVP and at USDGC. Yeah,
he could close this. All right, it's time. Embrace debate. He wins both those events. Does he challenge for Player of the Year?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, Gannon's won too much.
Yeah,
because Gannon has 6 wins with a major.
Would it be that would be actually this is really the thing if he were
Paul
to
would have 4 wins in a major?
If he were to win out, would it be, because you're right, obviously it would not be Player of the Year case, but it would be tragedy because, like, he'd probably have, like, the greatest season to not win Player of the Year. It'd be, like, such a good year and then not to win it.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac Robinson is the only other one that, like, maybe.
But he just had 2 majors, right? But he didn't have any other
I'm trying
wins.
to think. I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin Heimberg maybe.
That's an interesting one.
Or maybe Gannon. What was the year that Calvin? No, that was Calvin versus Isaac. Gannon wasn't dominant.
Simon had a good few wins the one year. Didn't win a major.
That would be an interesting stat.
Yeah, who has the best? Because this would put Paul at 4 wins, 1 being a major, and, like, that's a very.
If he won USDGC,
that's It just feels like in today's climate, like, if you go back far enough, you might find it because things were different. But in today's climate, 3 wins with 1 being a major is an insanely good season.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're right, you need to think about it.
The tough part coming into this, obviously talking about, like, streaks, right? Paige Pierce just continued hers. The one that is looking to be continued is Ricky Wysocki. And my opinion was this was his best weekend remaining to do it. And he came in 28th.
His alarm clock did not agree.
Something didn't agree.
He should have been in, like, 21st.
Yeah, would have, 4
maybe
more
17th.
He would have came in 17th.
Yeah.
If he had those 4 strokes back. He missed his tee time round 1. Second feature card missed his tee time. Not exactly sure. He hasn't given any information as to how he did it.
What, like 2 in the afternoon?
It would have been like 2:10.
That's the best part.
His tee time.
It's like if you miss an early morning one, I mean, there's at least you have something. But, like,
he didn't give us much information. He just apologized.
Your poop theory, your team poop theory, or is that the internet's team poop theory?
I don't know where I saw it, but someone said that, like, he was taking a dump.
I'm gonna go with nap theory. Because I think that time of the afternoon is dangerous. But,
like, you think that he wasn't.
I'm going to squeeze in a little nap before the tee time.
But, like, if you're trying to squeeze in a nap, you're going to bed at, like, because you got to get to the course at 1-something. So you think, like, 12 o'clock he fell asleep and just woke up at 2?
I think so.
Just 2-hour nap?
I think I'm team nap theory.
Maybe.
Yeah. I just don't see how else, like, there's not traffic out there in that part of Vermont. Sorry, Rick, I've been there. There's not traffic out there. So, like, he had to just be late getting to the course.
Well, most of the players stay on property.
It's nap.
It could be nap. Yeah. It could be poop, though.
Could be poop. Are you team poop or team nap? Comment down below. Smash that like button.
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, it wasn't the difference for him this weekend because 28th place. So MVP and USDGC, it's definitely doable. USDGC, the tough part, and again, Tour Championship, that is an Elite Series, so that could happen. It could happen.
He's going to have a pretty significant deficit.
He'll probably be like 6 strokes back.
No way.
To Gannon.
I shouldn't say there's no way, but
possible.
That's really tough.
Possible, because ahead of him you got AB, Isaac, which Isaac won Worlds here. Calvin, Paul, and Gannon. That'll be ahead of them right now.
Paul Kranz. Where's Paul Kranz in the standings, by the way?
I think he was right near the bubble. Now he's on 27th.
He's a player to watch because he's got MVP in his backyard.
Well, he's been playing good recently. He went 22nd, 45th. We'll ignore that. 21st, 4th.
That's some good plays.
So he's trending up, and he's 23 strokes or 23 points in the cut line currently.
It's not a ton.
I did predict, I said, watch for Andrew Presnell. He was outside the cut line. I said, I think Prez can really finish the season strong, get in. He's already in after one tournament. You're welcome if you bet on that. Don't know where you would.
Yeah, who had that line?
But yeah, we'll talk through that after Trevors Trivia and stuff. But yeah, Ricky Wysocki, I think that he needs to have, if he's going to win, I think it's going to be MVP, because I think that the pressure of the streak continuing, the 15-year streak,
he's not
and the major streak, both together, I think that's too much for USDGC, in my opinion. Because it's a long major streak
tournament too.
So I think he's got to win MVP if he wants to get a win here, or Tour Championship. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what he's looking at. So that was GMC. Great tournament, awesome venue,
man, and
I can't wait to go back there someday.
I was feeling heavy FOMO at this one because like it is like Fox Run especially is like such an incredible disc golf
That
course.
is a tournament. Maybe next year we should go to.
Yeah,
go to the weekend, like fly in, stay for the weekend, and stay up there Monday. Wake up, shoot grip locked, film some videos, fly home.
Maybe. It's a great time. Vermont's cool.
Yeah.
Check out GMC.
So, all right. It's time for the fan favorite segment, Trevors Trivia, right after these messages.
East Coast swing is just so dope. It just really is. And I'm not trying to be a homer about the East Coast, but it just is dope. Okay, this is kind of fun. So somebody just put in a whole host of quizzes online, but they're all the same theme, and they get progressively harder, allegedly.
Okay.
So I'm going to run you through this.
Is it Sporkle?
Yes, they got four different ones, and it's based on player sponsors, but
okay,
it is it gets progressive. So like the first one is like easy, and then I'll read. It goes easy, medium, hard, super hard.
Okay.
So we're gonna see how far you can get.
So I'm just guessing the player's sponsor, basically.
Yeah. And I think the first one's gonna be a cakewalk. So there's 10 in each category.
And this is this year's sponsor.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just start with the first one. You're gonna get all these. You should. Nicholas Antela.
Discmania.
Correct. Ricky Wysocki.
Discraft.
Correct. Bradley Williams.
Innova.
Correct. Simon Lizotte.
MVP.
Correct. Joseph Anderson.
Joey Buckets.
Oh, do you not know? In the easy category. I think I followed Joey Buckets.
I feel as though.
Oh my gosh.
Joey Buckets. Who is Joseph Anderson?
Do you want to skip? Come back to it.
Skip and come back.
James.
Discraft.
Correct.
First off, Joey Buckets.
I wouldn't have
dark horse easy category because the dude has not been in coverage like once this year.
It is dark
He was
horse.
Castoplast. I don't know if he still is because I haven't seen him much this year.
Is that your guess?
No, it's not my guess yet.
Okay, Luke Humphreys.
Prodigy.
I had Gannonburr was on there.
Gannonburr's Discmania.
Yeah, Kyle Klein.
Discmania.
James Conrad.
MVP.
Okay, so all you have left is Joey Buckets, which is kind of funny to be in this category, but
Joey Buckets, what the frick? He's not. He doesn't have a Tour Series disc with a main company.
I think that is probably Cap. I'm going to go ahead and say that is Cap, and we've probably sold it this year.
You think?
Considering I have seen other Tour Series discs from this company, I would say that what you just said is probably Cap.
Joseph Anderson. I just haven't seen Anderson on a disc. It's not Discraft.
No.
It's not Innova.
No.
So that leaves at Trilogy, Discmania. It's not Discmania.
No.
Trilogy, MVP. MVP, we just got their Halloween stuff. He wasn't on it. So it's not MVP. So that leaves House of Discs. Basically, we have Dynamic. Would he be with Dynamic? No, he's not a Dynamic guy. He's not a Latitude 64 guy. He's at Castoplast.
Yes, he is still at Castoplast.
I didn't know if he left. I haven't seen him this year.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
And we have not got his Tour Series in.
We've gotten every other Castoplast Tour Series at some point. Like I've thrown some other Castoplast. Yeah, I think he had Bergs. I'm not gonna lie.
No, the Berg guy.
We definitely had all the other team ones, so that's why I was like, that's got to be Cap. Because
K1 Hard Lots.
Maybe we just didn't get it because it's a putter.
Or Yarn. K1 Hard Yarn. They also had this year. I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, we've had.
I've never seen that.
We had all the tour team stuff. Yeah.
You've seen this stamp?
Yeah. I know we had all the tour team stuff.
I haven't seen this stamp.
Yeah, a long time ago though. These came out a while ago.
It also does. His name's tiny on it.
It is. That's why you probably didn't recognize it because like that's.
I don't think I've seen that stamp. Anyways, I got it. Doesn't matter. Easy category.
Medium category. Ben Calloway.
Discraft. Way easier than Joseph Anderson.
How about Rasmus Sakuporipi? Never heard of this guy in my life.
I mean, it's either going to be...
Just take a guess.
It's either Castaplast or Latitude.
So you want to go Latitude?
No, I want to come back to him.
Okay. Valerie Mandujano.
Discraft. How are they on the same list?
Hold on. I got to just enter in one to get to the next thing. So I'm just going to say... I'm just going to put one in. Okay. Val Mandujano, Discraft?
Yeah.
Oh, it won't let me just skip it. Can I just click on one? Okay, here we go. Andrew Marweed.
DGA.
Rebecca Cox.
Still with Latitude.
Lori London.
He should still be with Latitude.
How fast can I type? He is. Cap Merch.
Innova.
Yes. Rachel Turton.
Rachel Turton. Britain. I believe she is with Prodigy.
Oh, that's kind of a ball knower. But yeah, correct. Gavin Babcock.
Discmania.
Easy. And Jake Ebenheimer.
Jake Ebenheimer. Ebes is with Prodigy. I think.
Prodigy. Correct. So that leaves just Rasmus Sakoripi.
I'm going to go Castaplast.
Castaplast is not correct.
Dang it. Was it Latitude?
No.
What the frick? Who is he with?
I don't know. Let's try Westside.
Is he with Innova?
I don't know. That's BS though. Like we've never talked about this person.
So we're ignoring that one.
We're gonna ignore.
I'm still going.
Innova
okay.
apparently. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a bunch of BS. Okay, let's move on to hard.
Okay, that Rasmus should be on hard. No offense, Rasmus. If you're listening,
absolutely.
You should be on the hard list.
Maybe if you like follow European players super close, but like if you just follow.
Where is he? Actually, I won't look at the tour standings. Remind me to look at him on the tour standings.
I'm getting absolutely advertised right now.
Jeez.
Holy cow. I mean, I've never seen that many come through at once. Stop trying to... They're trying to get me. Okay, here we go. Oh, this one is 15. This is cooked. They have so many European players. Oni Russinen. Like, that's cooked. I'm going to...
Castaplast.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to come off as like... This is going to come off as like we just don't know European players, but it's like they're not relevant on the Pro Tour. I'll just go with the ones that we would actually know. Silas Schultz.
Discmania.
Colton Montgomery.
Discmania.
Silver Lot.
Latitude 64.
Alexis
See, I know European players.
Alexis Mandano.
Alexis is Discraft.
Ezra Midling.
DGA.
Robert Burridge.
I said Alexis and it turned off as Alexa.
That's
Robert Burridge is an interesting one because he was with Lone Star. But I think he left Lone Star. Did he go back to Innova?
I'm surprised this
or is he? You. No, he's Dynamic Discs.
Yeah. Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones is Innova again.
Parker Welk.
Parker Welk is Dynamic Discs.
Is he back with him? Yeah, he
Tour
went
Series
back.
Justice.
Chantel Budinsky.
Prodigy.
Okay, Linus Carlson.
Latitude. He's the one that throws the motor off the boat in their commercials.
And Daniel Davidson.
Daniel Davidson.
That'd be the last one I think you could get from this.
I think he's Latitude. He's either Latitude or Discmania. I think he's Latitude, though. I'm locking in.
Not Latitude.
Oh! Who was he? Was he Discmania?
No.
Daniel Davidson. He popped off at a...
He's Gus West.
He popped off at a tournament. Is he unsponsored?
Let's just see.
Maybe he's in them.
Oh my gosh, bro.
All right, so I lost.
Lucky Discs. You lost. You're
Lucky Discs? That's not even a manufacturer. What? Lucky? We're putting retailers on there?
That wasn't even the super hard category. I'm just going to glance at the super
We're
hard
putting
category.
retailers?
Won't play through it. I'm just curious. So the super hard category, it's funny because like all the American players, like we know, well, I guess I'm curious. Allie Smith. You know where Allie Smith is?
Allie Smith should be with DGA.
Is she with DGA?
Or is she with Dynamic?
Not
no,
with
she's
DGA.
with Discraft now. She
what?
left DGA.
Is that real? No, she's not. She's not with either of those. All right, so this is
okay,
actually super hard.
I don't know Allie Smith.
Okay.
She was with DGA at one point.
Apparently, she's with an advertisement. Apparently, she's with Infinite. Bleep.
That's
Bleep
fair.
out.
That's fair. Infinite. I'll allow Infinite as a retailer sponsor because like they at least have Lucky Disc Golf.
Do you know where Sayananda is?
Fraudulent. Sayananda, she Hannah Wynn went Discraft. Sayananda did not. Sayananda was with a Trilogy company, but did she stay there? Or did she not?
I guess
I'm going to say Innova.
No, she's West Side.
Oh, she is West Side.
I guess I'll say this.
Okay, what was his name?
All of those.
Daniel Davidson's 53rd.
I don't even remember.
Uni was his name.
That was one of them.
Uni Rusanen is 76th.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the first guy we were talking about, but also point taken, I guess.
Ramses, right? Wasn't that the first guy we were talking about? Ramses?
Harry Chase was one of them that I didn't even mention, but he was on there.
He's American.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think Harry Chase is Prodigy.
I guess if you can go through and complete all of those quizzes, like straight
Ramses
up.
is in 50th.
Okay, that's a tough scene for us.
Well, not really, because he came 38th at Waco, 62nd at Open at Austin, 57th.
Yeah, you're right.
24th
really,
at Kona Peach Day,
what's his best
29th at
finish?
Ale. He came 17th at European Disc Golf Festival.
Okay, but unless you're
16th at D-Glow. Like, when are you? You're not seeing him.
Unless you are scouring the Pro Tour standings, which maybe we should.
If you're not on lead card, I'm not going to know your name.
That's not true, though. Just like, Zach Nash.
Well, dark horse pick. And I know him personally. I've met him before. But he also has crept close to lead card.
Comment down below. Are we racist? It's debate. Embrace debate. It's out there. Is it just because their names are hard to pronounce that we don't know them?
No. Because like
tough conversation. Like
Jaden Rye, I have no idea his sponsor.
I do.
And he came 8th at European Disc Golf Festival.
I do.
What's the sponsor?
Hooligan Discs.
Okay, well you have a signature series.
I wouldn't know.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right. Let's even it out. Let's prove to them how much we don't know and even it out.
But like Jakub Simmerod, I know.
That's true. Good point.
Jona Heinonen. It's like if you've played the U.S. Tour
Here's a good
enough.
example.
Linus Carlson, I picked him out of a Latitude 64 commercial. He's below
Here's a good
Ramses.
example. Andrew Miranda. I'm pretty sure I don't know who he's sponsored by.
I know what he looks like.
And that'll get us
DGA. I think he's DGA. I don't know.
You're not proving my point. We're supposed to not know.
Cal Longquist we wouldn't know if we didn't meet him. Braden Sides. Who's his sponsor? Is it Dynamic? He feels like a Dynamic guy, but I don't know.
This is a good segment.
Chandler Kramer. What's his sponsor?
I don't even know where the Cream Dog is. He still. I think
he might still be with AGL.
I think he's just with AGL.
Let's click on him. Let's see.
Not listed.
No sponsor.
Not listed.
He's unsponsored. He left Lone Star and he's gone.
Open bag, baby.
Clay Edwards.
Innova.
What's his sponsor? Is he Innova?
No, he's MVP, I think.
Do they not list sponsors on here anymore? Or is he not
I think
sponsored?
only the big players.
That makes
sense.
sense.
Like Clay's MVP, though.
I don't know. Luke Sampson. Castaplas. We know him. Eric Oakley. We know him. 88th. Lucas Carmichael. Discmania. Connor O'Reilly.
How far are you going to go?
I don't know. I was just scrolling. Now I was just looking at the Pro Tour standings.
And that was knowing names with the boys.
That's knowing names with the boys. That was the Beaver Nugget segment. Pick'em versus Tour Life. We tied.
Whoa.
I got us dead tied.
Which is fine. You did your job.
I did my job.
Yeah.
I did my job.
Which, our job has been over for weeks because
correct. We can't win. We can't win.
Yeah. Why are we still doing Pick'em?
It's a fun segment.
One of two things has to happen. Well, if it's a fun, we either need to convince them to do something really dumb, as in offer us a chance back. Like if we go perfect.
I think we offer perfect at USDGC /
Well, I think they give us 2 tries at it because it's so hard to do. I mean, it's only happened I think once this year.
We had to go MPO and FPO perfect.
Yeah,
I don't think that's ever happened. Yeah,
I think we maybe got within.
We got
one pick.
FPO right.
So that's what I'm saying. I think we need to convince them either do that or we got to just hand them a trophy because we're just getting embarrassed for no point.
Well, it's just like another segment on the shows.
They just
to do the picks. They won. They dominated.
They're giving us a parade. I mean,
their
it's
chat dog walked us. It is what it is.
Man, it makes me so hungry for next year. We're not letting this happen again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the second part of the year, maybe I'm sure Edwin in his all-knowing, he probably has a Excel sheet somewhere, but I want to see it week by week because I think that this 180-point lead happened within 4 weeks, and then we've just been chewing on it.
We've been the past month. We've been close with them.
Yeah,
we beat them once.
Still
or twice.
don't beat them much though.
No, Yuli knows ball.
Is that what we're going with?
Yuli, Gary Daddario, Edwin, and their chat, no ball. Yeah. I want to go Brody versus us. Just off the dome.
Yeah. Maybe next year, I mean, the pick'em thing is really fun.
We split it into 4. We each go solo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we should just do solos next year.
There you go.
Just me, you, Brody, and we all each do one. I think that'd be fun.
And I want them to go blind, no chat. They need to submit it pre-show.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they have the chat, yeah, there's a conflict. They have to they're gonna have to hide chat or something while they're picking because they would each get each other's picks.
Yeah. I don't know. You submit. Let us know in the comments what we can do to make it more interesting next year, or maybe you love to pick them and you just want it to stay.
You just seeing us get beat up.
But we picked the exact same 6 players: Gannon, Ezra, Chris Dickerson, Owen, Missy, Val. Which someone said we use Alexis Mandujano's picture for Val. Y'all can't see it. I don't think that's true, but it could be true.
Yeah, that is 1,000% Alexis Mandujano. It's not even.
But we all know it's Val. We pick her.
But it's not Val. Did you say Val?
I said Val. They said Val. That's the picture for Val. Yeah.
Are we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's Alexis.
Yeah.
Wait. Zoom.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Alexis. That's Alexis. When you see her eyes, it's Alexis for sure. When it's zoomed out, it could be
closer
either.
than you think. And
when
they don't
out,
look obviously they're sisters, but they're not
twins. In
twins.
person, they're not identical twins.
Yeah.
Well, they're not twins, but in person, they're not identical. I was so
certain, and then you zoomed a little, and I was like, well.
That's Alexis.
Yeah, that's Alexis. It for sure is.
80% confidence. 80% confidence.
85%. I'll say I'm 85%.
But with the hat, you can't even see it, so there's no point in us talking. Anyways, the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So let's do 2 things here to close the show. First, we know where the cut line is, so let's talk that. Then let's talk the secondary thing, which is the updated qualification stuff.
Okay.
That really throw wrenches in all of this. So the players that are for sure in right now, we have Jake Mon and Paul Kranz are the 2 players, the last 2 in. The first 2 out, Maury Villman and Austin Turner. So Austin Turner is 7 points out. Maury Villman,
Austin Turner felt like such a lock this year. I think he just didn't play enough.
Maury Villman just came in 12th. Austin came in 41st.
Austin just been playing bad because the beginning of the year,
he played solid at the beginning of the year.
It seemed like he was going to be that guy.
But the second half, he's not played very good.
No,
at all.
He really fell off.
So
also, Matty O outside the cut is crazy.
Matty O, Mr. Consistent, is consistently outside the cut. Joey Buckets, there he is, Joseph Anderson, outside the cut. The next 2 out, though, we have Austin Turner, Maury Villman. So Austin's 7, Maury is 5 on the outside looking in currently. Joseph Anderson is sitting 14. Very doable to get inside the cut there. I would say the first player that I would say I'm confident in saying is safe is probably Eagle McMahon.
I would say so.
I would say because enough players would have to jump.
A 60 to 70 point gain is
very doable,
but it's going to be tough. And
because Maury Villman just gained 80 points on Jake Mon, give or take some. And so now Paul Kranz just jumped a bunch because he got 175 points for that finish there.
Yeah, that's huge.
So anything like that can happen because if Paul Kranz all of a sudden comes in 21st. And Austin Turner comes in 4th, that's a 100-point difference. Yeah, so it's boom, that's switched.
The guys that are outside the cut line have not necessarily, Austin did a few times this year. They've had their moments in the sun, but they haven't been guys that you look at and you think, oh, a top 5 finish is really on the table for them.
Yeah.
So that's where
the ones that are on the outside looking in, that's possible.
You kind of almost have to hope the dudes that are on the inside line take a 70th. Yeah. They get crushed.
But Matty O, possible. Ben Calloway, possible. Silas Schultz, possible. Ben Calloway's in. He won.
Yes.
So he's in.
He's in.
He's not on the outside looking in, even though he is statistically. He's in. He won. So Silas Schultz, Paul Ulibarri, Matty O, I think those are the guys that they're going to have to play really, really good because they're 60 points out right now. Yuli's almost 80 points out, but very doable if they come top 4, top 5.
So competitive now, man.
So,
it's so competitive.
That's going to be an interesting cut to watch because remember, top 28 qualify, and then the remaining 4 come via what we'll talk about next. In FPO, we have, I believe it's top 19 now. It was 18, but Kristen's dropped. So 19. So your last 2 in are Lisa Fakis and Emily Weatherman at 932, 934. You then have Madison Walker is the next one. She's 20 points back. Sophia Donachie is 68 points back.
I mean, I don't want like the FPO cut line is always so fascinating to me because like it is basically the only time you talk about these players all year long because like I'm sorry, but I mean we just talked about it. You know, there was like this huge disparity between like the top of the FPO field is just so much better than this part of the field that like you get to this time of the year and you like the name Madison Walker and Lisa Fakis, like you don't really hear them very much.
No.
And then all of a sudden
Lisa Fakis did just come in fifth.
She did almost, yeah. She had a couple days like near the top of the leaderboard there.
You know,
I guess that's what jumped her in, yeah?
That's what jumped her in. She got 160 points there. She gained 70 on Madison Walker.
I can't believe Alexis is so far out because I feel like she's had a really good second half of the season.
She came in fourth at Ottawa, but then went 12th, 24th. She just has really struggled. I mean, she came in 35th and 22nd at the two majors, and that's where you're going to lose so many points. It's because the majors get you. I mean, she dropped the last two majors of the season. She dropped. They don't count for her because those are her two bad majors.
Also, like, wasn't Rebecca Dawn like? She just didn't play. She didn't go to Europe.
Rebecca Dawn did not go to Europe, correct.
I was going to say, because she would be in the cut line if she went to Europe. She was playing good golf.
She was playing good golf.
She just barely played at all this year.
She played the beginning of the year, took a little bit of hiatus, played in the middle.
The fact that she's even that close is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, she's too far out. She's one of the players that's probably going to have to get in with the finishing situation at MVP.
That's a fun one because she's played really well this year. Obviously, super.
She did
young.
Just come in 31st at GMC.
That's not good.
She went fourth at Ledgestone, which was phenomenal. She, I believe, is leading Rookie of the Year points. I believe. Then went 18th, 20th, 31st. So something's gonna have to turn around at MVP. But anyways, that cut line right now we have Madison Walker, Sophia Donachie are the next two out. Sophia is pretty far out, so it's really Madison Walker's looking at it. Because Madison just needs to catch Emily or Lisa because she's 70 points behind Jessica Weiss. That's going to be a hard one to catch. Jessica's playing pretty solid right now.
It's funny because Lisa Fakis was like, she was the storyline last year on the cut line. Remember? It was her and
I think so.
Hannah Wynn.
Yeah.
That was like the whole thing.
So now, this is the interesting thing.
This year.
The interesting thing here is GMC players would be in the top 100 MPO or top 50 after Worlds to qualify for the first playoff event, the Green Mountain Championship. Registration will open the top 120 and top 60 if field is not full. So that's answers your question of how Big Germ got into GMC.
Yeah.
We have not done our study yet, and I don't really know if there's a good way to figure out. I guess we could look at if I go to just the Green Mountain Championship, because last year what we had talked about, the doomsday scenario, was a situation that you had players that were in like 180th playing this thing. So let's find Jared Stoll. Let's find where he's at in the Pro Tour standings, because we'll talk about why this is important in a second. But the first thing we need to decide and we need to figure out is, were players outside the top 120 playing at GMC? So that's question number one. Jared Stoll was in 111th, so I think we're good there. Randy Dewick, I think, was the other guy. He's in 116th, so we're good there. Was there anyone outside the 120th? Let's look at Harper Thompson. Did he just play? No. So I think they held it this year. There was 89 players in the field. Only the top 120 got in. Why it's more important this year is because last year what we had talked about was you had guys, I believe Rozak got in, and he was in like 180th, something like that. And last year it was like, if a player wins, they're straight in. This year it gets more dicey because you have two kind of different ways. So first, players who finish in the top 8 or top 4 period automatically are able to advance the MVP Open. So if they were outside of the MVP Open cut, which the MVP Open, I believe, cuts it down to what, 70 something in MPO? I think it was
72.
72 MPO players and 36 FPO. So that's the field for MVP.
Yeah.
They'll extend it to 80 with the final 8 MPO. So if people came in the top 8 or top 4. Now, what's confusing here that I don't know the answer to this is the way this one's worded is players who finish in the top 8 or top 4 but are not already qualified via points will advance. I don't quite know, is that the top 8 that are outside looking in, or is that truly the top 8? The way that one's worded is confusing.
I believe that one, you have to be in the top 8.
I would agree the way it's worded.
Not points, like top 8 in the tournament.
But the next one, so now why this all matters more is because last year is basically if you won, you got in. This year, obviously, you come top 8, you can get into MVP. And then MVP It just says the top 4 MPO and top 2 FPO event finishers outside the world standing cut line earn their way to the Tour Championship.
Yeah, so this one...
How I interpret that statement is the top 4 players who are not qualified yet get into the Tour Championship. So it doesn't matter if they come into the top 4s in first, second, third, fourth. If the best finisher is 20th,
well, it has to be that
that's
way.
Not qualified yet, they get in.
They would have worded it the exact same way as the previous one if they meant the same thing. They obviously, this one, they mean a different thing.
I would agree.
They would have said players who finish inside the top 4, but they said no, the top 4 FPO event finishers outside. So yes, in this
top 2 FPO.
If the event were to finish as chalky as possible, right, where 1 through 28 are the 1 through 28 that are already in.
Then it's the 30th.
That means that we could have a player who comes in 32nd at MVP Open, and that gets them automatically in the tournament. Now, this probably will not be the case.
Well, the other thing that's important to note is
it's a crazy storyline.
Let's say that happens. They also are going to be like 10 plus strokes back. So
yeah, no, and I don't. And like I said, I don't.
With this year's format, I like this year's format a lot. I really hope they stick with it. I love the stroke head start. I hope they don't follow golf and go back to what we did before. I think the stroke head start makes a lot of sense. I think golf made a big mistake. My opinion.
I think they should bring back the bracket.
I don't, because the bracket's what led to the Nathan Queen win.
No, the bracket was stupid. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but it was fun saying that there was a bracket.
So I hope they just say, hey, golf, you made a mistake. We're sticking with it. This works better. It makes a lot of sense to me. You earn your head start because Gannon Buhr deserves a head start.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to get into this talk?
I just think that's how it is.
Right, my opinion. I'll just say my opinion because we don't agree, and it's fine. They're both fleshed out. My opinion is I don't mind what golf is doing. If you're not following, golf is now there's no stroke head start, just 4 days. And my opinion is you just have to think of it differently. It's no longer.
Well, they should name it differently then.
It's like your advantage as Gannon Buhr would now be that you have the most. Like, you have the highest buffer of any player. So you could play as bad as possible and you will still make it to the finals. Your goal is to now make it to the finals. And once you're in the finals, it's anybody's game. It's like that's my analogy is you just have to think of it differently, and you do have an advantage. Your advantage is you have a larger buffer over the other players.
But you don't have an advantage over 8th place, 10th place,
You do.
12th.
You do, because you have a larger buffer than them to not get kicked out of the playoffs. Now, I will.
But like going into the last 2 events,
right?
Like it's like
it
GMC
matter,
and D-Glow.
Yeah, it would matter a lot more.
You don't have any advantage over Evan Smith.
It would matter a lot more if there were more playoff events and if there were more at stake to where you could even, like, it would matter more if, like, let's say the player in 6th place, there was actually a scenario where they could almost get bounced out of the playoffs, right? Like that. That is the thing. So I understand that point, but I think that's how you would have to think about it.
Here's my thing is I would be fine if they want to go back to the bracket or something like that, but Gannon Buhr is the tour champion.
My biggest issue with the current...
So if you're going to have a tournament, the winner of that is called the tour champion, it's the tour championship, there needs to be an advantage for the player that dominated all year long. In this case, Gannon Buhr, in golf, Scotty Scheffler. There needs to be that type of advantage if you're going to crown them the whatever champion.
Yeah.
If it's the culminating event, they need an advantage. Every other sport, you get an advantage. Yes, you go toe-to-toe, but you're playing... Like, that's where the bracket at least, like, kind of made sense. Is like, if you're going Gannon Buhr toe-to-toe against Jake Mon, sure, that's a great advantage for Gannon Buhr. That doesn't really make sense in golf.
I think my biggest issue with the current format, because I don't really have a ton against the stroke head start, because I do think it's really relevant for, like, the top 5-6 players. I think that it makes the bottom of the playoffs pointless. So, like, why are we even inviting those people? Just give them
cash.
Just give them a bonus then, and let's watch.
Well, no,
because
you can at least. We only are watching top 10.
But I don't care about that. Like I don't care about
Chris
them
Dickerson's
jockeying.
in 18th. He can get up to 10. I'm saying for Chris, he can earn his way up to 10.
Like,
that's an extra several $1,000s.
As a fan, I don't care. So it's like the event.
But as a fan, do you ever care about who's in 12th place, 13th place? You don't see him on coverage.
No, I'm saying in the new scenario that golf is doing, everybody is on equal standing. So at least as a fan, I can go in.
It's just a normal tournament.
Right, so like I can. Well, it's not a normal tournament.
It is.
It's only the top. It's only the very top of the field.
But like one round in, it's a normal tournament.
Right, but in this one, it's
Scotty
not.
Scheffler, Gannon Buhr dominates all season long, has one bad round, and now he's not the tour champion.
Right.
Shouldn't happen.
Well, you're getting hung up on the name, so let's just forget that it's called the Tour Championship.
I can't until they don't call it
but
that.
I'm just
I can't.
saying, like, I don't like.
That's like the World Championship is a similar feeling to me.
Yeah, I don't love a tournament where from day one, like to your point, from day one, there's literally only like 6 people that can win.
As it should be. Those are the best 6 players in the world all season
I don't
long.
think it's a very entertaining product. I think it correctly rewards the players accordingly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best product for the consumer, and we're the ones that matter. Like, we are the ones that drive the sport, the consumer. So, like, I think they should cater more to the consumer.
But by the 4th day, the leaderboard will look normal. It's just the best players in the world are the ones that are going to be at the top. So it's almost more to the consumer because you're guaranteeing the cards are going to be Anthony Barella, Calvin, Paul. They're going to be in the mix because they have such a big head start. So argument is almost it's better for the consumer because your favorite player is going to be one near the top.
Yeah.
Because AB is only going to be 2-3 strokes back.
It doesn't matter if it's a normal tournament or not. Like, Gannon Buhr is going to be near the top. So, like, I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to design.
But Anthony Barella might not.
I mean, maybe. Like, he hasn't been on
Anthony
top 5,
Barella just came in 23rd. If AB is your favorite and you do a normal tournament,
he's not my favorite. Like, what do you mean? He should have. I don't.
I'm saying if I love AB and I want to see him on coverage, if you go normal tournament and you're saying argument for the consumer, the players with the biggest fan bases are the ones that are going to be on coverage because they have the strokes head starts right now. So argument for the consumer is like if you go normal tournament, it might be like this weekend where I don't see AB or Ricky Wysocki at all.
Well, what if my favorite player is like in 15th and like I'm not going to see him at all, even though he's like still a really relevant.
Well, if he's in 15th,
Simon Lizotte, what an example!
That's a great example. Simon Lizotte in 15th, you're not going to see. He's in 15th. You don't see him most of the season, anyways.
But like he'd have a much higher chance considering the field's only 28 players. Like he's a really high.
So
chance.
we cater to the guy in 15th, or we cater to the guy in 1st?
Cater to the consumer. Yeah.
So you think there's more singular Simon Lizotte fans than Gannon, Paul, Calvin, Isaac Robinson, AB, Ricky Wysocki combined?
Oh, there actually might be. Well, no, you have to throw Paul into that mix. Paul's a little bit of a cheater. Take him away though, maybe.
I'm just saying.
Now, listen,
my argument.
I presented my point.
This whole argument is to the Pro Tour to please do not make the mistake and change it. That's my whole argument. If you do change it, then just call it the MVP Open, and that's what ends the season. And then the Tour champion is Gannon Buhr because he had the most points. Then I'm fine with that. If you want to make the last tournament not be called the Tour Championship, that's fine. Worst case scenario is what we used to have, where the Tour champion, the guy who's crowned at the end,
let me ask you something.
Is the guy in 28th place.
I guess I just have one more question for you.
Yeah.
If the Golden State Warriors have the best regular season of all time, but then they don't win the championship, was that a sham?
No, because they had the best statistic chance to win it. That's all I want.
But, like, barely. You just get home court. It's not really that big of a deal.
No, they had the easiest road.
But, like...
They had the easiest road.
But you're saying right now, Gannon Buhr is the Tour champion, right?
No.
You already...
Paul McBeth has a chance. Calvin has a chance. Isaac has a chance. I don't want
But,
Luke
you
Taylor
said
to have
earlier
a
that
chance.
he's the Tour champion. You crowned him.
I'm saying I don't want Luke Taylor to have a chance at the Tour champion crown. He doesn't earn it.
Right, but
He's in 25th.
that's like saying the 8th seed in the playoffs shouldn't have a chance. They didn't earn it.
Nicholas Antela has a chance.
But like that's how
he has to beat Gannon by.
Okay, but there's different sides. So like that's my whole argument is like I think that, and maybe there's just a different way to flesh it out. But I just don't like that the
way it was
if we get into the playoffs, we should have a chance to win the finals. If there's going to be
a chance, you're saying
but
you can beat Gannon Buhr by 10 strokes across 4 rounds. You have a chance.
Yeah, it's like,
but you should have in 32nd place. Like if I'm Austin Turner and I get in, and it just so happens the Lynchburg, Virginia courses line up perfectly for me. Right?
Yeah.
I should it should be I have to overtake the whole field by 10 strokes to win this thing. That's how it should be because I'm in 28th place. I played bad all season.
You didn't play bad all season. You played great to get into the playoffs. There's like 200 players.
Okay, but you're down by 1,000 points to Gannon Buhr.
Well, Gannon Buhr is up by 700 on second.
Okay, you're down. I'm just saying, you're down to Paul McBeth beat the pants off you every weekend. Paul McBeth deserves an advantage over you if we're calling this the Tour Championships. He does.
Yeah,
it can't just be we walk into Music City Open and because the course doesn't align with Paul, Austin Turner beats him, and all of a sudden at the end of the year, Austin Turner's holding up the Tour Championship thing. We've seen it with Nathan Queen.
I just think of it as a different like it's just another tournament that happens.
It's not though. It's called Tour Championship.
But it's just a name. Like who cares?
It's not just a name. It's the biggest paycheck of the year. It's all of it leads to this. If you don't want everything to lead to this, then that's fine. Blow up the playoffs, just have a normal season end and hand it to the regular season champion. I'm fine with that. But if we're going to have playoffs, we're going to have a Tour Championship, there has to be an advantage and a head start.
Yeah, I guess I don't mind.
Frick the consumer. I still think it's better for the consumer, But if that's what we're going with, that's what you're trying to make us care about, there has to be a head start of some type. I think the stroke head start is what makes the most sense. I think golf made a terrible decision.
What if they
and I hope disc golf doesn't follow in it.
What if
we're not golf?
Let me ask you
we're
this.
Not golf.
Why do you think, this is just a hypothetical, why do you think the players voted for it in golf? Why do you think that they did it?
Because everyone but Scotty Scheffler would want it.
You think that's
Who wouldn't?
That simple?
Yeah, I think it's that simple. Okay. If I'm freaking Chris Dickerson, of course I don't want the stroke head start to exist.
Why would
if I'm Bradley Williams, I don't want to.
Like, why would the PGA Tour? Why would they lobby for it? Like, what would their motive? I'm just curious.
It's probably a rating situation of viewership. It probably is, but that's my whole point. Is this isn't for viewers?
No, everything is. It's always for the viewers.
Then don't call it the Tour Championship.
Okay.
That's my whole argument.
Okay.
It's like if you're gonna call it if we have FedEx points all season long, and there's the FedEx Championship, which is what it is in golf, and disc golf is the Tour Championship and Disc Golf Pro Tour points. If you're trying to make me care about that all season long, then the guy who leads it should have an advantage, and the people who care about that are the diehard golf fans.
Yeah, I honestly think
it doesn't matter what the outside fringe people think. It's this all season long. I've been watching Scotty Scheffler and disc golf. Gannon Buhr beat the pants off people.
Right.
You should have an advantage.
That's
it.
I guess where I sit is I think I don't like the Head Start tournament because I think that with the Head Start we are basically just trying to give.
And Tiger won it just a few years ago. So it's not even like it's a guarantee.
2018.
But he wasn't in the lead.
No, that was before. That was before they did Head Starts. That was not a Head Start.
Okay, that wasn't a Head Start situation.
No, that was back when they just he won the Tour Championship, but he wasn't the Tour Champion because of the points. They got rid of that.
I hate that.
I guess what I'm saying is I
sucks.
understand the frustration of you're right. Gannon dominated, and with that much money on the line. So, but I just don't like that we give him this tournament and be like, you deserve this bonus. Now, don't go ahead and lose it. It's almost like I'd rather them just end the season and have money set aside to just hand out bonuses.
That's fine, but I'm saying...
I see the frustration of, it's the Tour Championship. He's been so much better. But at that point, it's just give him the money then.
That's fine, too.
Just hand him money.
But then that's what I agree. If we're going to have a Tour Championship tournament is my argument, then you need the advantage structure. So that's where I think it needs to stay, where it is right now. Because I think... Now MVP matters a lot for Paul, Calvin, Isaac, AB. In the other scenario, these playoffs are a joke. They mean nothing to them. Doesn't matter. Just another tournament I'm going to. Now it matters a lot because if I'm Ricky Wysocki and I win MVP, not only do I win that, I could earn myself 3 strokes at the Tour Championship. That's a big swing.
For starters, guys like Paul and Rick and most of those guys at the top are not thinking about that. They're thinking about winning another Pro Tour event.
But for me, as a consumer, that's a big storyline. You don't think that's a big storyline?
No, I don't.
People jumping up, gaining strokes on Gannon?
I don't really care a ton, to be honest. I guess, maybe this is because of what Gannon's done this year that makes me think, when this guy has a head start, he's just.
But he's only going to have 2 on Paul. Paul just beat him by 2.
Yeah, well,
there you go.
There was the 2 that mattered, I guess. But I don't know. And maybe that's the point I'm getting at. But I just think. What did Isaac beat him at Worlds last year? Because that's the exact same courses. Isaac beat Gannon Buhr by 8. They're going to be at New London.
And Ivy this year.
Yeah, it's a completely different New London
But
course.
I'm saying it's the same 2 courses. But yes, it is New London.
All right.
But I'm still saying this is the best thing we have. And Isaac beat him by 8, and he's not going to be down 8 going into this. So, very beatable. So why do you not care? Isaac's only going to be down 4 to him. So Isaac would have won by 4 last year.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. I don't like the head starts.
Okay.
That's all.
Pro Tour, please do not listen to Trevor. Please, 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 because you'll ruin it. You'll go right back. You liked when Nathan Queen was a Tour champion. You liked that. I
just didn't
the
care.
$30,000 check.
It just didn't bother me.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think
he's a Tour champion that the guy was in 30.
And this is how people feel in golf genuinely, where I care about the majors and the wins. The whole Tour championship, mumbo jumbo thing, the playoffs, the points, all that, it just doesn't really get to me that much. We talk about it because I'm on this podcast, but I just care about people having, how many wins did you have and did you win majors? That's just what I care about. I just don't, this whole thing just doesn't really do it for me.
So then let's blow it up.
Because it's I would be okay because it's.
I'm saying if you're having a Tour championship,
I think you've made this point too, where it's it just doesn't really feel the whole reason it exists in traditional golf is because FedEx had all this money they wanted to throw at golf, and they had so much money that they just kind of built in this playoffs. That's kind of why it exists, and I just don't think it flows with golf. I think golf should circulate around the majors. Like I think that's how it should be. And USDGC being the final event of the year and a major, just be fine. Just end the season.
I would agree.
Give Gannon a bonus.
I will never disagree with that statement.
I think that's what it comes down to.
My whole argument is
I just
if
don't
we're
care.
having a tour championship, it has to be this way. That's my argument.
That's fine.
And that's the same for golf. If you're gonna have a tour championship, you got to give an advantage to the guy that earned it. That's my whole argument. I'm completely fine with USDGC ends it. You write a bonus check and we're done. I can get behind that. But if we're gonna have a tour championship, do not mess it up. Give stroke advantage. Golf made a mistake.
What I would love the most is if the money that used for the tour championship would just be distributed among the majors. But obviously, there's a lot of conflicting parties there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Pro Tour.
That's the part that gets me the most is you win all this money on this tournament that just a lot of people don't care.
How about this? The Pro Tour takes over. Probably what makes the most sense is Worlds. Abolishes the Tour Championship. That purse money all goes to Worlds. Now the winner of Worlds gets $80,000.
Yeah,
because they get the 50 plus the 30.
So like, this is just a question. Would it appease you? Like, let's say your memory of this tournament is wiped tomorrow.
Gone. Yeah.
Okay, and they announce next year we the Pro Tour are creating an epic end of the year tournament with the highest prize ever. The only way you can get in is if you finish the season in the top 28. Only those players are invited, and that's all you know about it. What would you think?
As long as it's not Tour Championship, I'm in. I wouldn't. I
will
never
like it. As soon as they say
we're
calling it the Tour Championship,
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it because you're calling the winner of that is the Tour Champion. It could be the person in 28th place. That's what I don't like. That's the whole thing I don't like.
What if it's
someone in 4th, 3rd, 2nd? Sure, you earned it. You're up there. But if you're in 28th place, you should have 0% chance of being the Tour champion.
But like remember, you don't know anything else.
I know, but
they're
I'm still
announcing
saying
it as if it's brand new.
But if you call it the Tour Championship, I will have the same opinion.
Okay, all right.
That's my whole argument.
All right.
Like if they did it as a normal tournament and just called it the Disc Golf Pro Tour Major, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right.
It's just the name Tour Championship. That's my whole point.
Stand on the business.
I just think that's like
you are.
I'm actually really the whole reason I'm so passionate about it is I'm shocked you don't agree with me. That's why I'm so passionate about it. It's because of the name Tour Champion belongs to the people that played the best all year. And like I couldn't tell you the regular season points winner of the year Nathan Queen won, but I can tell you Nathan Queen won the Tour Championship, and that's wrong. That's wrong.
But like I guess what I'm saying is like you can. It is the name because like the name creates a very like it gives you an idea about what you want, but like everybody knows the rules at the start of the season and like how it plays out is how it plays out, but that just is how the rules are. So like if they did it to where there's no head start, that's just how the rules are.
There are plenty of card games out there that it's how the rules are and they still suck. Like it doesn't matter how the rules are. But if you call it the name, it's the same thing with World Champion. That's why I think there has to be a 5th round at Worlds or something to separate it because it's the title World Champion. Like you can't just have something just be called. Like if we're going to care so much about it because of a name, then it's something has to be different.
Okay, yeah.
But who was the regular season? Like who was the actual Tour champion the year Nathan Queen won?
I could take a pretty hefty guess and say
it's probably
Calvin
Rick,
Heimberg.
Paul, Calvin, one of them. But who knows?
Yeah,
we don't because we gave the Tour champion trophy to Nathan Queen.
It was a great storyline.
It was a phenomenal storyline for any other tournament.
I would almost say more people know about it and care about that tournament than they would if a Paul or Rick or Calvin
Sure,
won.
he didn't deserve it though.
See, that's where you get hung up, which is fine.
I'm just saying, don't call it Tour Championship. Like I'm just shocked you don't agree with that statement.
Listen,
don't call it Tour Championship.
I don't think
Tour Finale. Fine, I'm in. Disc Golf Pro Tour Major. I'm in. Just don't say Tour Championship because then you have a Tour champion that's not the Tour champion.
I used to be more passionate about it, and I don't think your point is crazy at all. I don't think that. I just, like I said, my lack of compelling argument here is because I just, like I said, I care about the majors.
Well, because you know the Tour champion should be the Tour champion.
No, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
But I'm just saying.
It is just a regular season award.
But if you were to care, who should have the Tour champion title? A guy in 28th or the guy in 1st?
Whoever the Pro Tour deems through their format, they are the Tour. They can name their champion.
The Pro Tour and the PDGA have never made bad decisions.
I didn't say that.
Ever. Well, you did. No, I'd be completely fine if USDGC was it. That's the final tournament.
I think that's the solution.
I'm completely fine.
I think they should just take all that money and just give Jeff Spring a raise, man.
Because what's funny is they used to do you used to have USDGC and then you went to the National Tour finale. And the
How
National
did
Tour
that
finale
one function?
Was just a normal tournament, but it was just a finale. It wasn't a championship.
So
then
they call it the
immediately after that, you had the National Tour bonus checks written to the top finishers. So it was just the final tournament to jockey for position.
I'm fine with that. I will literally cry laughing.
If they go Disc Golf Pro Tour finale, I'm fine.
I will cry laughing if they change this tournament and then like almost as a nod to you, change the name just
I will
ever
have
so slightly.
no.
How close can we get? Let's play.
If golf changed it to the FedEx Cup finale, I'm not upset at it.
Okay.
It's just the name that someone is going to work all year for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and then someone else could have Tour Championship that wasn't one of the top few players. I don't like that.
How hyperbolic can we make this name before it like crosses the line?
Champion. They can't be called the Tour Champion.
Can it be the Tour DGPT Tour?
Because don't you agree the Tour Finale winner and the Tour Champion are two different things?
See, you keep saying Tour Champion. It's the Tour Championship winner.
But you know what that means.
You keep saying Tour Champion. It's not called Tour
but
Champion.
I'm saying the Tour Championship
it's called the
winner,
Tour Championship.
What does that sound like? Tour Championship winner versus the Tour Finale
winner.
winner.
It's the championship of the Tour, awarded to the players who qualified through the Pro Tours. Awarded to the player who made it to the finals and then won the finals. Champion. Same way as all other sports work. You make it to the finals and you got to win the finals.
Yeah, but it's a different. You get where it's different.
Embrace debate, and the Super Bowl's played at a neutral site.
I don't care where the site is.
So it's just super. So like, there's no advantage in the Super Bowl.
Disagree. The advantage was the road to the Super Bowl.
Those players had an advantage.
They
on
didn't.
the road.
I'd fully disagree with that.
Well, mathematically they did. Now, while it might not have been relevant,
but they don't have an advantage
existed.
over second or third, like by 2 points. But they're again 6th place going into the playoffs is never at risk of losing. Of getting out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
they could not show up.
That's where I want to advocate for change.
Sure, I can get behind that. If it's like, okay, first place is the only guy that like has the easiest road. Sure, but like when you're the top 10 are never missing it.
I think we got to change the name. I don't think they're going to change it. To be clear,
I think they might because they followed golf. That's how we got here.
Yeah, but everybody disliked the bracket thing, and I don't know. Maybe we got to poll the players. Maybe we got to. I guess
no, you don't want to poll the players because everyone but Gann and Buhr is going to want it to be best for them.
Poll a player.
If I'm in 30th, of course I want a chance to earn more money.
We got to ask, like, maybe we need to ask Paul because, like, Paul is a guy who's going to be right there. Where, like, he doesn't even give a rip about one stroke, right? Like,
you're also polling a millionaire about 30 grand.
More than that, 35, I hear.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
40
okay,
maybe.
He also is not going to care about that.
It's impossible. The stats are just too biased. I guess all we can do now is hope that Gannon's on first
I'll
next
host
year.
a secondary proposal to the Pro Tour. If you do want to follow golf, please change it to Tour Finale.
Is that
simple? Fair?
He's laid down his terms.
I think that's fair.
I will be.
Because if they change it to the Tour, because again, the National Tour Finale never had a problem with because it's like it's the final tournament of the tour. That's fine, but you're not ever thinking that this guy's the Tour Champion because the name couldn't even allude to it. So I'm fine with you go Disc Golf Pro Tour Finale if you want to have that tournament, and that's the one with the big perk. Sure,
I think you've laid down the law.
That's fine, but do not do it with the Tour Championship.
I think you've laid down the law.
Please,
respect.
Do we want to try to tackle our top 10?
I think we might have been going for a long time. I
have no idea. We can't see the time.
I can't quite tell, but I feel like this may have dragged. Khan's about to absolutely hit us with it. Yes.
We're fine. Okay.
A resounding yes.
Well, the top 10 probably didn't move too much, so we'll do it going into USDGC. We'll do our top 10. So after MVP Open this weekend, get out there, watch some disc golf.
Are we going to do a Silas Selects?
Silas didn't select one.
Where is he?
I think he's on a ladder hanging a TV right now.
No, he's not. Where'd he go?
I don't know. Silas is gone. Oh, he's at the other team.
Silas, we gotta get it.
Connor's not even in it.
What? He's right there.
Okay,
Silas, go pick a disc real quick. This is like my favorite segment of this show, and I know people get excited about it. I know they're just jawing about it. You know how I know a lot of you? I can talk trash because they've already tuned out. A lot of you fake listeners, like, because whenever something does happen in this segment, like when either Hunter or I, never Connor, but Hunter and I have gotten it, there's only like 2 comments about it. Nobody talks about the comments. They are gone.
They might just not care about Silas Select.
I feel like if you were around for... Dang, He's trash talking. I love when he trash talks, man. How'd that TV go? I'm not going to lie to you, Silas. Silas was hanging a TV from a metal beam pretty high in the sky, and I was kind of like secretly hoping that it would come crashing to the ground during this podcast. I got it right here.
I'm going to go with...
He said we're never going to get it. Is he tipping his cards?
Castoplast lots.
He said tee-hee as well.
So I'm going with Castoplast lots.
Okay, I'm going to lock in really quick.
He probably went basic.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get us. Buzz, Discraft Buzz.
Con?
Captain's Thrasher.
You're cooked.
Oh,
You're cooked.
Baby.
You're cooked.
Let's see what it is.
Dude, is Connor chopped?
No.
Oh, the grackle.
Grackle.
That looked a lot like a Castoplast lots rim when I saw it. The grackle. This guy knows ball. Daggone. All right, that wraps up this show. We'll talk to you again on, I believe, Wednesday for the MVP Open preview. We'll see you then.